One of the reasons that the world don't want to talk about Christ is because of the way we've introduced him. Because how many of you know it is possible to meet Christians who are just as mean, just as ugly, just as self-righteous, just as arrogant, just as prideful as people who are in the world? You work with people that are just like that. You work with people who are dog eat dog, get even. I'm going to find my way to get what I want. They're self-centered, greedy. If I got any help in the building anywhere. But all of a sudden when people show up who are kind and loving and patient and long-suffering, I saw this on a billboard this week, said, be kind. Everybody's going through something. But how many of you know that's so countercultural to the world we live in? And so here's what God said. He said, when my people begin to act like my people, one of the characteristics will be they will humble themselves. I lost all my amens. They will humble themselves. In other words, he's saying in order for the environment to get better, you must be willing to identify with the brokenness that's around you. When all hell is breaking loose and you feel like the nation's gone to hell in a handbasket, it's never going to get better, we need to get out of here, just the time you think everything has reached the worst it could ever be, God says, my people don't point fingers. Because after all, there is no sin that all of us are not capable of committing. Just when you think, I'd never do that, you've set yourself up for deception. So if you want to have healing, if you want to change the environment, this is what God's saying to them. If you want to bring healing to a nation, if you want to see the land healed, if you want to see the environment healed, then you're going to have to come down out of your ivory palaces. You can't stand aloof from the world you've been called to in self-righteousness. You've got to go stand in the midst of the rubble. You've got to go stand in the midst of the brokenness. You've got to stand in the midst of the misery, and you've got to represent my character in the earth.